How you guys doing? Awesome, awesome. Come in peace. I just wanted to go ahead and bring some information to you. It's been a while since I've been doing this, but I'm back on it. Consistency is key, right? Always about persistency as well too. So, I don't like to waste too much time. I don't like to beat around the bush. So I'm gonna just jump straight into it. The topic I wanted to talk about is knowing when you're being challenged by your own chaos. All right. So, by me stating that originally, okay, let's try to break it down. What is chaos? Chaos is when everything around you and within you is very chaotic. Things that are just happening sporadically, and all you could think about is, where did this come from in my life? Why is this happening? What's going on? Um, why would someone do this to me, or why would this situation happen to me, or things along those lines. And it's very chaotic. It's very out of the norm, and it's very blown up to the point where it seems very overwhelming and overbearing on you. So sometimes you have to really dial it back, and most times we don't. Most times we just really weather the storm, and we just work through it and just be like, whatever, or F the situation, F the person that caused it, or F the person that was, or anyone involved, and so on and so forth, et cetera, right? So, with that being said, how can you even specifically know when you are being challenged by this chaos? Because we always hear the saying, um, everything that's done in the dark shall come into light. We also know that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. What is the real meaning behind these specific phrases and terms? We just see it as terms and phrases just on the surface, but if we look within these actual phrases, they really are hitting on something. They really are speaking on a specific way of going about it, what's happening, what's causing it. Okay, so for example, it could be you and a friend, and you tell the friend that you was looking for a specific job, and the specific avenue you was going through, the specific industry and market you was going in, when it comes to real estate, and you both are doing real estate, you both hit it off on the right foot, and the greatness about it was that friend suggesting it to you so that you'll be able to go ahead and coincide with each other, on doing this together, because you guys know what you are to each other as friends, and that you built that bond and that trust and that kind of partnership together. Okay, so now you guys are a couple months in, a couple years in, however long into the real estate, just you and your friends, and you are speaking on specific property, and you speak about this property, and you're trying to see how you could get the appraisal done, how you get the property tax, and it's a little difficult for you. And to the friend, it's like, oh man, you'll get it, don't worry about it, whatever, you'll get it. They encouraged you. But on the flip side, on the back end, that friend was able to go ahead and get that same property on their end. Clear sailing for them. Everything was hidden. They didn't have to do that much work. Majority of the information that they looked up was boom, right then and there. It was just like, for them, it was like, man, this just felt like it was made for me. But for you, you thought it was something else. You may not express that emotion currently or immediately as you should have, just to see if the person was doing it behind your back. But you don't say anything, you let it build. And as what I mean by letting it build, meaning when they came to you and you saw that they closed on this property, you saw what they did, you saw how much they made, a lot of emotions are being created there. A lot of jealousy, a lot of envy, a lot of resentment, regret, uh, and so on and so forth. These emotions build over time because it's being created, because this is for some reason you are feeling this way towards the friend, because you felt originally that the person either took the property from under your feet, or they didn't clear it with you. You felt some kind of way. For some reason, you felt some kind of way regarding that actual situation. Now, time has passed and those emotions have built over time. Now, all of a sudden, you guys are bitter enemies. You guys are bumping heads. You're trying to figure out, you have a kumbaya moment. Excuse me. I give thanks. I share. Thanks to the 333. I give thanks to the 333. I give thanks to 33 and 3. I share. I give thanks to my angel. Sorry. I do that from time to time. Don't mind me. When I see numbers in sequence or numbers period that resonate with me, I take a moment to give thanks because those are my spiritual numbers. Those are my signs. Those are my angel numbers. And I take it very seriously. I've learned to do so. So, you can apply it with your life as well, too. But moving forward, so now you guys are bumping heads. You guys are at each other's throats. You guys are doing the most outrageous things to each other. For example, not helping another reach a sale, or you hear through the grapevine that this person's about to sell on a home and you go and F up that deal for them. Now it's getting chaotic. Now our things are going into a direction that it should not even go into whatsoever. And at the end of the day, you have that kumbaya moment. You're like, wait. Why am I doing this to a person that I call my closest best friend? What happened? What's going on? Why is this happening? And that could have been a challenge for you to voice your opinion, to open up your throat chakra and voice your emotions, voice how you feel and how you felt. Because now that has trickled into your personal life, that has trickled into other parts of your life that should not even be affected, whether it be your children, whether it be a person you are in a partnership or intimate relationship with, whether it is something with other business deals that is happening. It's starting to have this domino effect. And the more it has this domino effect, the more you start to realize, like, yo, this is affecting me on a physical level. And now it's affecting me on an emotional level. And now it's getting to me on a spiritual level. And it's really breaking me down. What could have been done? Well, the challenge was for you to voice your opinion, to not just your opinion, but to just voice yourself, period. That's something we really don't do as a people, period, or just an individual. We don't voice ourselves when something's happened. And if we do voice ourselves, we don't know how to come correct communicatively towards each other. We just blurt it out because it's there. And then we try to give a half-ass reason where, like, well, I thought it. I just wanted to say it before it slipped my mind. And it's like, no, that's not how this works. I mean, you got it halfway there, but it's all about communication at the end of the day. You have to give that respect to the person at the end of the day. Even if you don't know the person and the person could have bumped you in the hallway, are you gonna really turn to them and give them the stank look like, what, you gonna bump me? Like, what is the purpose? What is your purpose in doing that kind of action through the emotion that caused the actual emotion for you to feel and for you to do the reactionary things that you do? Sometimes you just got to really sit back and question a lot of things. You have to question a lot of things. And just by you answering that challenge to your chaos, you was able to at least defect and avoid all the bullshit that was coming your way, because you created that alternate reality now for you to not open your mouth in a communicative way to say, hey, I don't know if you was doing it intentionally, but I didn't like that you got the property. I'm very happy for you. I'm joyful that you was able to close it out, but I just didn't know. Whatever. I'm just letting you know. I'm not trying to cause anything. I love you as a friend, as a person. Just letting you know. And that person could have easily just came back and, well, I wasn't trying to get it under your feet. It landed on my desk. I was gonna ask you, but things happened so fast. My bad. I didn't know what happened, and boom, it's closed. Oh man, that's great then. That's awesome for you. And all of a sudden, you have this complete platonic dialogue with each other, The next thing you know, you're probably going out having drinks, going out for dinner, going back to the family house or the residence, and everything's copacetic because you was able to answer to the challenge. Now, yes, I use a very loose, slowed down version or dumbed down version of answering your challenge. So let me take it up for a little notch here. Okay, so you could be dealing with a specific habit when it came to, for example, smoking cigarettes. For example, let's just use that. Okay, now you've been doing it for some time, and family, friends have been warning you, "Hey, man, like what's going on? Like, when are you gonna stop the cigarettes?" Because you were so caught up in your own chaos, you didn't care what anybody said about you. You didn't care what anybody thought about you because you smoked cigarettes. It's cigarette, whatever, right? So now you have accepted the fact that you do this to yourself, that you're not answering to the challenge of the chaos to say, hey, break away from this habit, or this will happen, this will be created in your reality. You didn't care that much. So now that you have proceeded to move forward with your chaos, the family, the friends, probably the job has all deserted and left you alone. They have all turned their back on you because it's not because of their choice. It was the choice that you made to make them be planted with the mentality to say, he don't care. He doesn't care about his life. Why should I be around somebody that don't care about their life? Why should I be around somebody that's going to that have turned their back on themselves, let alone me, and still want me to be around? That doesn't make sense. Something got to give. So now you want to answer to the challenge of your chaos. None of these people still don't want to be with you. None of these people still don't want to deal with you. What do you expect? Now you have to sit within your chaos and weather the storm, because you've come with the actual realization, like, man, I fucked up. I really messed a lot of things up. And you could be going about, or correcting the situation, pushing to get it done, push it to reconcile. And it may happen and it may work, and you're able to clear out your conscience and clear out the spiritual basis behind everything. But what happened to your physical health? Are you able to combat that? Because that's going to be the new challenge created within the chaos that you have created from the jump, from the beginning. It's not just one cycle you have to destroy within this chaos that you have created within your own reality. Because majority of the time, or some of the times, if you don't see and destroy that chaos, the root, if you don't kill the root immediately, that root is going to infest and it's going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing. And that chaos is going to be like this. And it's just like, all right, well, I killed one. All right, I killed one branch. Whew, what else? Killed that branch too. Damn, there's more? It's going to be a never-ending cycle unless you're able to condense and destroy the root of the problem immediately before it creates even more chaos for yourself. So my suggestion always, and here's my way about doing things. If you're able to use your divination and use your vision to be able to see further than what you are being shown at this time, in whatever situation you are in, always, always, always be ready to answer to that challenge of your chaos before you create that, before you manifest that chaos. Excuse me, not create, manifest that chaos, and it becomes bigger than what you ever expected, ever. And chaos could be habits that you have to kill and get away from you, get it out your system, get it out your spiritual being. You got to get it out. It could be something damaging your physical, for example, a health issue, and you got to cut out the sugar, but you can't leave the cakes, and you can't leave the cupcakes, and you can't leave the sodas alone. It's creating chaos. It's creating chaos. And then once you create it through thought, it manifests. And now you're probably on your spiritual tip, like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And you're trying to cleanse, but it starts here first before it can manifest into the world itself. It happens. So my suggestion, always answer to the calling of your chaos. When you see it, you answer it. And when I mean answer, I don't mean answer with an aggressive tone. You want your actions to be aggressive, but you want your tone and your emotions to be stable. Because the aggressiveness through your action is for you to go on attack mode to erase it. That means taking it in a more subtle approach versus not thinking it through, not using the right and correct spirituality or spiritual motives. That's the better word. That's the better term. Spiritual motives behind what you're doing to push forward and eliminating that chaos. And then once you eliminate that chaos, man, you see so much more. You see so much farther. And then you reap the benefits of that actual test. That's why it's a test. But it's a chaos. That's the real test. It's a lot of wordplay that always be used in these kind of topics, and I'm gonna break some of those down. I mean, it's just a science, a quote unquote science. There's a science to it, right? Peace and love, live in prosperity, and walk in your peace.
Bombing out of foreign, crash my Nazi Holocaust, my bar. So this beast forever feel in prison. I give it charge. Don't be alarmed, it's the one you looking for. He's so king and thunder, bringing chopping nigga with that flow. They counting forever. I was